I gave my AI a memory system that actually works. It took 20 minutes, it cost nothing, and I'm showing you the exact build today. Builders are stacking Claude Markdown files, Obsidian symlinks, session logs, fighting this problem with the wrong tools. Meanwhile, there's an open source memory API. It has 25,000 GitHub stars, MIT license, and it's #1 of 3 major AI memory benchmarks. And they install in one command, Supermemory. I wired it into Claude Code. Now Claude knows who I am, what I'm building, where I left off, and can surface patterns across everything that I've made. It's not just session context, it's channel intelligence before I type a single word. But there are 2 things the docs don't tell you, and one of them changes how you think about AI tools permanently. And we're going to be getting into both in this video. Before we get into the build, I just won my 3rd hackathon, the Anthropic X Blockchain Hackathon. I'm opening 10 beta spots, ship a working SaaS in 48 hours, using AI as your stack. 10 spots only. First link in the description, first pinned comment. If that's you, grab it now. Details at the end. Okay, back into the build. Open a new Claude Code session and type "Let's keep building." Claude responds, "No memory yet. Looks like this is our first session. What are we building? Give me a quick overview and we'll get started." That is not a bug. That is the design. Large language models are stateless by architecture. Every session starts from 0. And the community's answer to this is a Claude Markdown file. A static Markdown file you write and maintain by hand. Claude reads it at startup, project name, tech stack, code style. You call that memory? Let me tell you that it isn't. That's documentation for a machine with amnesia. You are the one doing the memory work. But there's a secondary layer to this problem that nobody talks about, and this one's bigger. If you're a builder who creates content, ships products, runs a channel, Claude has no idea what's working. It doesn't know which of your hooks drive the most clicks. It doesn't know which videos perform best or why. It doesn't know what's working, and it doesn't know what isn't. Every time you sit down to make something, you're starting from scratch. No institutional knowledge, no pattern recognition across your own work, just you, Claude, and whatever you can remember to tell it. That's the real problem. Session amnesia is annoying. Channel amnesia is expensive. Every Claude Code tutorial on this topic tells you to fix this with the Claude Markdown. That's the noise. Supermemory is the signal. I went to the frontier on this. I read the full docs. I built it live, tested it, and the line that stopped me dead in my tracks was this. It comes straight from their documentation. Here's the bottom line. RAG answers, "What do I know?" While memory answers, "What do I remember about you?" That's the whole difference. RAG is a library. You ask it questions, and it finds relevant documentation. Memory is something else. It tracks who you are, what you do, and what you have done, how things have evolved over time. It connects your hook text to your CTR data and finds specific patterns. It builds a user profile, statistic facts plus dynamic facts, and injects it into your session in milliseconds. It auto-expires stale information. It handles contradictions. It self-maintains. 5 layers underneath the hood. Connectors, which pull in your data. Extractors, which pull facts and entities out of it. Those go into a memory graph with ontology-aware edges. And above that sits your user profile. All of this delivered via one API call in milliseconds. Here's the command that you give Claude that are in the docs. For me, I already ran it and it failed. The installer needed an interactive terminal flag. The fix was to add the OAuth flag. Okay, so that runs, but here's where it gets interesting. I checked where it installed. It wrote to the Claude Desktop's config, not Claude Code. Those are two different tools with different config files. The install-mcp utility targets the wrong one. So to actually get Supermemory into Claude Code, where you're actually building, you need this code right here. The scope user flag is important. It registers the MCP server at user scope, meaning it's available across every project on this machine, on my Mac Mini, not just one repository. It takes you to a new page and we can see that the authorization is successful and that we can return to the CLI. So now we have 6 tools loaded. We have recall, memory, memory graph, who am I, list projects, and then we have the fetch graph data. The MCP is connected, 6 tools are live, but right now, Supermemory knows nothing about my channel. 0 memories, 0 projects. I haven't fed anything into it yet. That changes right now on camera. I pulled my entire YouTube channel history, every video, performance data, and all of it. Here's what each video looks like as a document going in. We have the title, hook text verbatim, the exact words that I open with, the click-through rate, the average view duration, retention at 30 seconds, what worked, what didn't, and a performance tier, top quartile, median, or bottom quartile based on the CTR and retention combined. That performance tier is the critical piece. It's how Supermemory learns what best means. Without it, it can find patterns. With it, it can find winning patterns. 2 very distinct things. The architecture is 2 containers. We have JB channel, which is channel wide. Everything about the brand, what works, what doesn't, across all videos. Then we have the video intro to Supermemory, which is the video that I'm creating right now. The hooks, scripts, metrics, all scooped to that specific video ID. The memory graph connects to them. Before Supermemory, asking Claude what makes a good YouTube video gets you generic advice that applies to everyone and no one. After Supermemory, asking Claude what makes a JB video work gets you answers derived from your own videos, your own retention data, your own hooks, because Claude has accumulated that context the whole time. You're showing that Claude stops being a search engine and starts being your own analyst. That last question I've never been able to answer cleanly. In about 60 seconds, I'm going to ask it live. And if watching this makes you think you can actually ship, I'm opening 10 beta spots to something I've been building. More at the end. We're feeding it in now. I'm not fast forwarding this. I want you to actually see what it looks like when my data moves into the memory graph, the processing, the extraction, the indexing. This is the frontier. It's not a polished demo, it's real. First, who am I? Confirming the profile is building from what we just fed in. Oof, that just doxed me. That's hilarious. Now, the queries that actually matter. What patterns do my top quartile's hook have? That's what the hook promised. Your own data, synthesized by a memory system that read everything you've ever made. This is not a framework, not someone else's playbook. It's yours. That's the difference between a context hack and a memory system. One catch. Self-hosting Supermemory requires an enterprise agreement. The public GitHub repository is the codebase, but it's not a deploy-it-yourself path for individuals. You're on the cloud API. For a personal builder workflow, that's actually the right call. The cloud version is what's benchmarked. What has the connector ecosystem? What's currently maintained? And it's free to start. The full setup walkthrough is in the description. Every command, the OAuth gotcha, the Claude Code install fix, and the per video template I use to structure the channel data, built for builders, not browsers. Drop a comment and tell me what you want to build next. The top comment is what we will build next. Now, the thing that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I've won 3 hackathons shipping real products under real pressure. The last one was Anthropics, the exact build sequence, where it breaks, what actually ships. I'm putting that into a beta program for you guys. 10 builders, 48 hours. Working SaaS using AI as your stack. If that's you, first link is in the description. The rest of you, everything from today is in the description. Stay hungry and keep building.